Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to What's Behind You. As promised, this is a bonus track we're going to have with Dr. Amir Mansouri, who's the CEO of SprintRay, where we're going to do some rapid-fire Q&A with questions pulled from many of you to find out what's behind dental 3D printing and what's behind SprintRay.
Good morning, John. I thought to give everyone the tour of our facility before getting into our Q&A. So let's start with our first, where our story began, basically. So this is the first ever unit we made, and we put it in Kickstarter. This is the unit that we did our Kickstarter video with. And you see it has all tapes all over it. It's all had a lot of combat wounds. This is what started our company. We delivered it, Kickstarter campaign. It was very successful 2015, and then we developed the next generation of it, which was Moonray D and Moonray S. This is the time that we made a decision to become a dental-focused company. We were very fortunate to get demand from across industries, from art and design, jewelry, to avionics, to aerospace, and dentistry. So early on, sometimes I say we found dental, sometimes I say dental found us. We got lucky. Universe planned it that a dental lab bought one of our printers, and we developed essentially all the applications after that. And early in our 2017, basically, that we were still active in the field of non-dental 3D printing, we made a decision to commit to only one industry, and that was dentistry, and essentially the rest is history. Model Pro, several thousand printers later, we decided to build the best and greatest high performance, high speed, and that was the Model Pro printer. The wash unit was the next product came out, and the Cure to make the workflow frictionless.
So our first question here comes from Dr. Ruz Khosravi, and he asks, 3D printing brackets in the office, is this something that you think is feasible given where the technology is now?
Okay, 3D printing brackets sounds very exciting, and as a dental-focused company, we definitely are working on the future of applications and new indications, and 3D printing brackets is one of them. And we need good visionary doctors to come work with us to develop those. So if you want to work with us, for sure, Dr. Ruz.
Fantastic. That's a fantastic answer. Our next question is from Dr. Antonis, who asks, what are your thoughts, Amir, on direct printing of plastic aligners? Is this something that's feasible with desktop printers today? And if not, when do you think this will be feasible?
Direct printing of aligners is a focus of many companies in this field, including us. When we develop a workflow such as 3D printing of direct aligners, we need to think about efficiency of the process. We can't just go ahead and develop a material that needs 4, 5, 6 post-processing steps to get the aligners. And this is the current status and the state of direct printing of aligners. There are some materials out there that show some potential, but again, when you look at the entire workflow, they need extensive post-processing, and they're not there. That's on the material science part of it. And on the design software side, we need to have software out there that are able to produce the STL, the design of those aligners for you guys. And that is not catched up yet. The third aspect of it is clinically, do they perform like a plastic thermoform aligner? Even if it looks like an aligner, if it feels like an aligner, does it perform like that? And that's the clinical direction. So 3 pieces should come together, from workflow, ease of use, efficiency, to design software availability and the clinical performance until this happens. It's not there yet, but I think it's going to happen in the next few years.
Oh, that's great. I never knew that. And our next question is from Dr. Amrit Byrne, who would love to see if SprintRay Pro could be modified slightly so that it's easier, less chance for mess when you're pouring out excess resin from the tank.
Dr. Byrne, for future products, absolutely. And we put the customer experience and ease of use our focus for any future developments.
Great. So we have a great question here from Dr. Kirk Nielsen, who asks if SprintRay plans to develop software so we don't have to use third-party software anymore.
One of the pain points today in using the entire 3D printing workflow is going from one piece of software to another one. And our focus is to make this workflow frictionless. Our cloud design was an effort to streamline some of those, and we were taking care of some of the design needs of you guys that essentially you don't need to go from one piece of software to another. And we will keep adding to those design offerings so you can stay in the SprintRay ecosystem, which makes it much easier for you, for your assistant, and your staff.
That's amazing. Next question is from Dr. Robinson, who asks any insight you may have for folks who are using Macs in their office.
So our software is native actually to Mac, so it works really well in that, and our cloud services are pretty kind of generic in terms of operating system. It's a browser based. So our system is very Mac friendly. I guess maybe other solutions are not, and we got to integrate them better in the future to go to cloud, or maybe add those offerings to our cloud design.
Next question is from Dr. Kavanaugh, who asks if SprintRay software will ever auto-fit models on the build plate, and whether or not we can group or select all models to lay flat without having to do it individually one at a time. Dr. Kavanaugh wants to ask, is there an auto-hollow model function on the horizon? And is there a way to stack prints to be done on any other printer when you have to use more than one SprintRay? Great questions, Dr. Kavanaugh.
Dr. Kavanaugh, we hear you. Optimizing the workflow, all those print operations, layouts, orientation is one area that we're very interested. So stay tuned. We looked at stacking models many times. Every year, once or twice, we do that. While it looks that it increases efficiency at first, but again, the uncertainty of stacking, usage of more material, inaccuracies that are added as a result. Essentially, when you look at the other parameter, we decided not to do that.
Thank you so much. I think our viewers would love that type of input. Next question is by Dr. Brandon Johnson, who asks if you're going to be improving the software capabilities for editing models with Rayware. We have a question from Dr. Mitchell Miller, who wants to know if labeling-based models in Rayware will become possible anytime in the future.
I'm going to combine Dr. Miller and Dr. Johnson's answers together. The answer is yes. Optimizing that workflow, making it easier, frictionless, and keeping everything in one platform is our goal. Just stay tuned.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. A question from Dr. Robert Kasmirsky wants to know what is your vision for 3D printing in the immediate future and long term in dentistry, and what are some things that you're working on that you can talk about? Do you see the ability to print things beyond night guards in the next several years? And do you think FDM printing will catch up in regards to speed and accuracy? What do you think about the cost of resins coming down? And what are some of the dangers of currently available low-cost resins?
Dr. Kazmirsky, the current focus of SprintRay is developing a wider array of materials and also improving the stability and the performance of the software systems. In terms of printing appliances outside of night guard, at this point, I mean, the non-ortho appliances are massive. We can do inlays, onlays, crowns, denture. We can do replacement dentures. We can do hybrid dentures. We can do, again, there are a lot of other applications. But in ortho, at this point, we're limited to probably IDB and model printing for retainers. So developing more materials to address more needs in ortho is our focus. In terms of future that I can comment, I would say frictionless workflow using our artificial intelligence is our goal. Making this workflow easy to use, that you just scan the model and everything is set up. Everything is just figured out for you in the printer. You just go walk to the printer, click print. And that's what we're working on.
One of the questions here is, how does the new Pro Wash Station work? How do you use it and maintain it, and what happens to the residual resin?
The development of the wash was, again, another effort to make this workflow frictionless. It's actually right behind me. Let me show you guys. So the whole experience was get the mess out of the system. So once you're done with the printing, you get the platform out, just drop it in. And the wash has two reservoirs, clean and cleaner. So first we pump in the first stage 1 into the system, do 1 round of cleaning, then we pump it back, and we pump back in the cleaner solution for the maximum efficiency. And when you're done, you can take them out, separate the models, put them in a cure, deliver the appliance to the patient.
That's fascinating. Great. Thanks for that answer. Now, here's a question for you, Amir. When you compare different printing approaches, horizontal versus vertical, supports versus no supports, 50 microns versus 100 microns, what are your thoughts on that?
When you think about different styles of printing, horizontal or flat, or with support or without, we believe flat, no support, is the fastest and the most accurate one. And that's what we recommend.
Well, Amir, thank you again for the extra time. And I'm sure our viewers appreciate all the insight you gave on dental 3D printing and on SprintRay. This is Dr. John Pham, and this is where we dive deep to find out not just what you do, but also about what's behind you. Stay tuned for next time.